Would the Democratic Party actually embrace a socialist? Hello and welcome to The Fine Print. I'm Jeff Zeleny. Today, a conversation with Senator Bernie Sanders, independent of Vermont. He proudly calls himself a Democratic socialist, and believe it or not, he's eyeing a bid for the 2016 presidential nomination. Senator Sanders, thank you very much for joining us. You've been traveling across the country a bit, and you will this fall. I see that you have an Iowa trip on your agenda in September, I believe. And I noticed one headline. It says, Iowans start effort to draft Bernie Sanders for 2016. If drafted, would you serve? What's going on here? I mean, is this a Bernie Sanders for president campaign?
It's no secret. What I have said is that I do not wake up every morning with a burning desire to be president of the United States. And I think anybody who does should be immediately suspect and is probably totally crazy. Because this is an impossible job. It really is an enormously difficult job. The working class of this country, the middle class of this country are facing enormous problems. We are going to end up, and I use these words, Jeff, advisedly, as an oligarchic form of society in which a handful of billionaire families control not only the economy of this country, but because of this disastrous Supreme Court decision, Citizens United, they control the political life of this country. I will do everything I can to prevent that from happening.
You believe that the middle class now is at risk?
Well, it's not what I believe. That's a fact. You have today in America more income and wealth inequality than at any time in this country since 1928, and more than any major country in the world. So you got the top 1% owning 38% of the wealth of America. Do you know what the bottom 60% own?
I don't.
2.3%.
The bottom 60% own 2.3%.
Yeah. You got one family, the Walton family of Walmart, owning more wealth than the bottom 40% of the American people. You know what that is? That's called oligarchy.
But is that a platform on which to run for president?
Yeah, I think it's a damn good platform.
When you are worth billions and you have the best health care in the world, why do you want to make massive cuts in Medicare or Medicaid? What motivates somebody with so much money to go to war against working families and the middle class?
You've described yourself as a democratic socialist. Is that an accurate description?
It's accurate.
Accurate. Can a democratic socialist...
Do you hear me cringing? Do you hear me running under the table?
No, I see you smiling. So a democratic socialist, okay, we stipulate that that's your brand, that's your bumper sticker. Can that type of candidate be elected?
Once you guys begin to talk about what democratic socialism is about.
Tell me what it's about.
If the American people understand what goes on in countries like Denmark, Finland, Sweden, Norway, and other countries, they will say, whoa, I didn't know that. For example, in Denmark, it goes without saying, as it does in virtually every other major industrialized country, healthcare is a right. R-I-G-H-T. Not a debate. In countries like Denmark, the most conservative politicians say, there's no debate. Of course everybody has a right to healthcare.
You think that there is a market for this type of a campaign message?
Look, you ask the American people, should we cut Social Security? Should we expand Social Security? And you know what they'll say? You can't cut Social Security because we can barely get by on the $15,000 we're getting right now. I want you to expand it.
So if you sense that there is a grassroots movement, a grassroots revolution, you will go ahead with this?
Look, it is easy for me to give a good speech, and I give good speeches. It is harder to put together a grassroots organization of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people prepared to work hard and take on the enormous amounts of money that will be thrown against us.
I thought Hillary Clinton was poised to be the next Democratic nominee.
Is that so?
That's what a lot of Democrats seem to think.
I've known Hillary Clinton for many, many years. I knew her when I was in the House and she was First Lady, and I knew her obviously as a colleague in the Senate. I have a lot of respect for Hillary Clinton, and she has accomplished a lot of very positive things in her career. But I'm not quite sure that the political process is one in which we anoint people.
Would she be a good president?
Don't know. What is her agenda? I don't know. You don't know. She hasn't said.
You know her record. You served with her in the Senate. Do you believe that she's a sufficient champion of these of this message that you're talking about, of the middle class?
My message?
Of the middle class.
My message is, I don't know that she's running, and I don't know what she will say if she runs. And I'm not running against Hillary Clinton. What I'm telling you is this country has more serious problems today than any time since the Great Depression. Those are the real issues that we've got to start dealing with.
Senator Sanders, thank you very much for your time.